you guys a book.
That was terrible time. Terrible time.
My bad.
We're good at this. We've been.
Should we read a book? Count with car parts.
That seems perfect.
Are we leaving it? Are we rolling with that? Are we saying fuck it? Or are we starting over?
Of course we're rolling with it.
Yeah, I already hit the button, man.
Fine. Good. Wonderful. Great. Hi, everybody.
Welcome back to 1010's podcast.
This is year 10. We don't edit.
No, definitely not doing that.
This is year 10.
That's so much work.
Isn't that fucking wild? Isn't that wild?
A decade of doing this is crazy to me.
Yeah. That also means my son turns 10 in not very long, which is really upsetting to me.
I wonder if Jess is going to know that we've been together for 10 years then. She screwed up our anniversary.
Yeah, you're like a month or two off of that for sure.
Yep. Well, she screwed up our anniversary this year. She made like a nice post and was like something about, to 5 years or whatever. And everyone's like, it's been 6 years.
Free pass to do whatever you want this race season now.
I was going to say that's not all bad though. I wouldn't be mad about that.
It's nice because we're both on that same page. Where it's just like that shit doesn't matter at all. Like I don't care about my birthday. Like we don't have to do anything special ever. Like Valentine's Day is a stupid holiday. It's just an excuse to either cook or go somewhere for dinner, and that's it. And so like luckily she's kind of the same way. We're just like, we don't have any like major responsibilities or reasons to not just do the normal shit all the time. So it's like those days are nothing special. Like we don't have to make them special. So that's nice.
That's not how it works in my house. Katie wants to blow it out every chance. Like she wants to have gigantic birthday parties for the kids. She wants to buy everything under the damn sun for presents. We got to invite 40 people over everything. And it's just like, no, this is outrageous and ridiculous. And I refuse to do this. This is too much.
I do remember going to at least one of those parties. Yes.
Yeah.
Jess tried to do that when we
they're
first
getting
started.
any better. I'll tell you that.
No, they're only going to get bigger.
You should look into becoming a Jehovah's Witness. They don't celebrate anything.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
Apparently I was built for that, other than the knocking on the door thing.
Riding a bicycle.
I don't like people at all. So I'd be really bad at that. But
can I tell you about my Lord and
not
Savior?
I can do that.
What type of fishing rod would you be pushing on people?
I have not been doing it long enough to be brand loyal. I'm still exploring brands and finding things I do and don't like. It's very interesting, actually, because I have no preconceived notions of what is good and bad. And I also don't have anyone who's pushing their biases on me, because I don't know anybody who fishes at all, really. And so it's kind of an interesting deal for me. That's, very different from the car world, because no one tries to steer me one way or the other. I'm not disappointing anybody. Like, it's just, that seems cool. I'll try it. Nah, I don't really like it. That's about it. So it's kind of nice. It's very refreshing.
You should get into tournament fishing and join a bunch of Facebook groups, and then just like within 6 months, you'll absolutely hate fishing. Everything about it.
I'm actively trying not to do anything of that sort at all. I've had a couple of people that have asked me like, "Oh, are you going to do a fishing podcast?" No, I'm not.
Absolutely
not. You should start doing YouTube videos. No, I won't. I don't want any of that.
Got one more podcast than what we need.
I just want to go fishing occasionally and be left alone. That's all I want.
You've got to grind. It's got to be about the grind.
It doesn't have to be. My at work time is enough of a grind. I don't need everything to be part of my hustle. I don't understand that mentality. It's just not in me at all.
It's just not very American of you.
I'm fine with that.
So I'm definitely getting that way as I get older, where it's just kind of like, that's good enough. I don't need to do more. And then like with social media, I do very little and I could do less. Just like Adam posted when I made that one post about the engine. You're like, you got your yearly post out of the way. I did.
Yep. We always know when Robbie's extra proud of something because he cross posts it to Facebook as well. That's when you know that Robbie actually wants people to know about what he's doing. If it just gets posted to Instagram and not cross posted, it's not really that big a deal to him. You know, he did it. It was a thing. It was fine. But if it gets posted to both, that's when you need to pay attention.
That was very true up until about, I don't know, maybe a year ago. When there was some change in Facebook and Instagram, and it automatically changed my settings to auto post, and I was too lazy to change it back. So anything in the last year or so is now auto posted because it does it on its own, and I forget to uncheck it.
So for some reason, the podcast account within the Instagram app, it won't let me cross post to Facebook. But I can cross post it to your personal Facebook from the podcast account, and
who's mine or Robbie's?
Robbie's.
Oh, okay.
Oh, weird.
And the user like assets within the Facebook like universe confuse me to no end. I don't understand what happened and how things got so messed up, but
well, I remember it was quite the deal to get. I think Michael had he had like the priority account on it, and so getting that switched off of his to mine was like quite a feat of Facebook voodoo or whatever. So you're welcome to go and try and do it and reassign it to yours and do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, if I want to post something on both, I either just do it individually, or you can do it through the business interface, like fairly easily.
And to be fair, posting on Facebook gets you nowhere if you don't pay for it.
And also posting once every 45 days, not that big a deal.
45 days is a pretty intense uptick from the number of posts I make.
Yeah, but Dusty's good at social media, so that he does post.
Well, for a while there, it was his job. So
yeah, it wasn't ever my like specific responsibility, but yeah, and now I'm a lot more involved on the social side of my current job than what I was at my old one. But
I assume that was you posting all the Acme Auto stuff.
Oh yeah.
Serious question though. Do you think that have you noticed any change in the amount of do you get any business from those posts?
So the thing that we've noticed is hearing from people that know that like know us personally or know like of the shop that have just liked the page, because it's like, oh, I know the people there all like it, and they'll be like, oh, I didn't know you guys did X, Y, or Z, because I bounce around between all the different crap that we do because we do so many different things all in one. It's an auto parts store, but it's also a machine shop, but it's also a hydraulic shop, but it's also this, but it's also that. So that's the bigger thing. And like they get impressions, like they get eyeballs on them. It's not a huge number, but it's not a huge population that we're trying to sell to anyway. So it's like, it's kind of one of those, like we've been advertising on the radio and TV for like nearly 20 years. The business keeps growing. We hear every once in a while that it's because they heard us on a commercial. Do we take it away and take a chance that it's not helping, or do we just keep adding to the arsenal? So it's marketing.
If you actually got 1 million people that viewed something and 1,000 of those people showed up, you'd be in trouble anyway. You don't, it'd be like, I don't,
Yeah, for something where we're locally, we're very like. We're area based because we don't do any mail order stuff or any on any kind of scale. So we're just talking to a population of probably 25,000 people in this general area that are, potential customers for us. So
beyond an occasional trip to Tulsa.
Of course.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's the podcast growth that's really the big thing here.
Yeah. It's like the radio and TV and then like the podcast. That's the two main main outlets for us currently.
That was Dusty's slow burn for getting business from us. It took him almost 10 years
But he got it.
to get business from Robbie, but he got it.
He sure did. Well, and now like the number of VQs they do per year is just going up exponentially. It was at 0 for a long time, and now it's at least at 2.
Yeah, we got.
That's a 200% increase. That, you know, what more could you ask for?
Year over
Huge
year.
jump.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Oh man.
Texoma's VQ specialists.
I love it. I get these videos that pop up randomly of this older gentleman who's clearly like some sort of VQ shop owner, and he's got like one of the faster 350Zs for drag racing.
Oh yeah.
And I was watching some video that they're using like GTR
injectors.
Manifolds and the stock turbos and shit on VQs.
Yeah, because you can adapt that to the intake manifold not too difficultly,
Which is wild.
Yeah, because like the it's kind of the same architecture because you have this in the center between the heads. You have the 6 ports for your intake or your collector rather, and then the tops are basically the same on all of them. So like if you have an adapter that can kind of bridge that bolt configuration and adapt the ports to the lower side of the intake manifold, it's really not that big a deal. So like you do see that upgrade, I guess is what you would call that. And then there's also a company that makes the same collector adapt to an LS intake. I don't know if that would gain you anything, and they were very fucking expensive, but I do remember
I think
seeing
that's a thing because I see that. I'm pretty sure that's what I see on like J Series Hondas and stuff like that sometimes too.
Sure.
They look like a Holley intake manifold, but I assume that Holley doesn't make a J Series one. I always just assume someone made an adapter plate or something like that. So
Yep.
Craziness.
I mean, you can call somebody in China and say, hey, I want this manifold, but I want to fit this engine. And then like 60 days later, you'll have that manifold.
60 to 90 maybe.
They're making great strides over there. You just got to pay the tariff now.
Yeah, the tariff.
Even the wheel market is booming over there when you know the right person. Jesus.
But I do appreciate that guy because in his videos he was very proud of the fact that he's the highest horsepower stock manifold VQ or DE rather. So anytime E-Man sends me the intake manifold, he's like, "Oh, you need a Kinetics intake manifold for the upper gains," as if I don't lop that off when I do my detune anyways. So he's always telling me like, "You should get this $800 intake." And every time one's on Marketplace for sale, he sends it to me. And so now every time he sends me that, I send him that video of the clip of him saying, "This is a $1,400 or a 1,400 horsepower drag VQ DE with the stock manifold." See, it gains me nothing.
I saw that exact video.
Yep, I appreciate
That's
that
exactly
video.
the guy I'm talking about.
Yep,
No idea who he is. Couldn't tell you if I had my life depended on it. But every once in a while, I see one of his videos, and I know that it's Robbie, Dusty, and E-Man's fault that's in my algorithm.
No, it should be in everyone's algorithm.
No.
But yeah, I do appreciate the guy a lot.
Videos.
Now I just got to find this guy. But
Have you never seen these?
I don't think so.
I thought I should.
Oh man.
Mine is exclusively it's stubs, and then it's a bunch of dudes in Japan that are just running Tsukuba with cars that are just wild arrowed out.
Yeah. It's an interesting deal.
Clearly, it's influencing
it's
me with all the
time attack season
arrow.
in Japan. It's definitely time attack season in Japan. I've noticed.
Yeah, my feed's been full of it. Not mad about it.
That and this sick week thing. That's all my feed is right now.
I'm just mad whenever I see all the stuff from Tsukuba that I'm not getting all of that sushi that all of these people are eating.
Yes.
Jerks.
I mean, that's probably okay, I guess. I don't know.
It's not okay. It makes you want sushi at them.
I've never been like, you know what, I want to try that sushi. That sushi looks like something I need in my life. I've never felt that way.
So I have to think to myself, if I like sushi as much as I do in Texas, I bet if I was near Tokyo, it would be a lot better.
There is that. Yeah. I loved Iowa sushi. I can only imagine what Japan sushi would do to me.
Do you not love Ohio sushi?
I do. I don't have
Or
like
have you just not found the right place yet?
there's one that I like. But there's not like it's not like Samurai Sushi in Des Moines where I would go there regularly. I haven't found a regular one yet. I've tried a few of them though.
Huh.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I kind of like the non-traditional, like very Americanized, full of. It's kind of like the same way I like my burgers, just full of a bunch of bullshit. So like I like the fried sushi, and I like the ones with all the toppings and all sorts of different stuff on it, and so. Like, I only get the special rolls, so the ones that do the weird stuff are the ones I like. But there is one in Cincinnati that I really like, but obviously I'm not a regular there.
My favorite one here is it's like traditional style rolls, but the way they season everything has like some kind of Southwest influence into it, so everything's got some spice to it.
Oh, nice.
I'm out.
And it's any
I'm out. You lost me at spice.
anytime we go back to our old college town, we look at each other and we're like, what's for dinner tonight? Well, that's a dumb question. We know exactly where we're going. Komodo Loco, duh.
Yep.
One of the Mexican girls that I work with, she brought in homemade tamales.
Oh man.
Tamales, excuse me. No.
Why not?
She was like, they're not spicy at all. And I'm like, I bet they are. Like, I bet you're wrong. And she's like, no, seriously, you can eat one of these. They're not spicy at all. Like, she's like, my husband likes them. He doesn't like spicy food either. He's like you. And I was like,
he's also married to a Latina.
Yep.
right. Yeah, like,
His level is way different.
Yeah, exactly. And so I like took a bite of it and I was like, no, I'm not having this in my life. But like at that point I'd already taken a bite of it. Like I can't. So I was just
wrap
like,
it back up and hand it back to her.
And well, no, but then my phone rings. So I was like, shoot, I gotta, go. And that may or may not have ended up in the dumpster because I could not do it. It was way too spicy for me. And she was like, no, it's not spicy at all. So I don't know. I don't understand why people want to kill their taste buds. It doesn't make any sense to me.
My
I need like good smoky, spicy flavor. I don't like hot for the sake of hot. Like,
no. I have to be
I
able
think
to
that's
enjoy
probably
it.
what this was like a nice smoky, spicy flavor. But I'm a little bitch, and so it was still too much for me. So
you and my 5-year-old can go eat together.
yeah, we'll eat chicken nuggets and burgers at a Mexican restaurant together. So
Oh no, he does quesadillas whenever we go out like that. But
oh yeah, cheese quesadillas. I can do that.
He's not about the spice.
There's a Mexican restaurant here in town that has a Hawaiian quesadilla that they just put ham and chicken and pineapple in with cheese.
Oh, that'd be good.
Wonderful. I'll eat that every day of the week. It's delicious.
I bet it'd be good with some hot sauce on
not
it.
a hint of spice in the whole thing. It's fantastic.
Little Chipotle Tabasco sauce across the top.
Oh, that'd be great.
See, that's where you guys have lost me again. So Katie's in there eating like these, I don't know, crazy nacho things. I'm just like, I can't
Takis?
even.
Is she eating Takis?
No, whatever she gets, like, it's one of those, the plate comes out and like it's sizzling.
Oh,
the whole
fajitas.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
fajitas. That's what she's getting. No, I'm out. Like, we're gonna go home and you're gonna brush your teeth and like stuff like that before we even think about getting anywhere close to kissing, because no. I don't even want to sit at the same table.
My favorite tamales ever were out of a giant igloo cooler on a job site one Christmas break whenever I was helping an electrical contractor that my mom was working for. Rolled up and they were like, grab some lunch. I mean, they didn't say it like that. They said they had other words for it, but
Yeah, that's probably what I had at work
like-
here not too long ago, but I'm just not into it. It was too much for me.
they told me one side of it was one thing and one side of it was the other, and just grab some. I'm like, well, okay, what's in it? No idea,
Good enough.
but it's awesome.
No, I'm not a part of that life. So, anyway, car show.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any great updates. I got a clutch disc. Car's assembled. And it doesn't have oil pressure. So I got to diagnose that. And I'm hoping by the time this airs, I'll have figured it out. Or completely disassembled it. That's all I got.
Cars are fun, Robbie.
No,
We
it's
do
a
this because
stupid.
it's fun.
It's a stupid fucking hobby. Like I was because Joe was gonna remote in yesterday, and so we did that, and he disabled a bunch of stuff so we could prime it and basically turn it over so we could get oil pressure first and then go from there. And when he called, and I was like, yeah, I just told Jess I was coming out here to see if my racing season's over or not. So maybe I brought this on myself.
You gotta think happy thoughts.
I don't know how to do that. But we'll figure it out. It's probably, like I said, it's probably a fucking
deprecation.
yeah, it's probably an O-ring or something that isn't seated properly, so it's just pulling air. And so it's got to be something real dumb. So either way, we'll have it figured out soon. It's fine. It's a VQ. It probably doesn't.
This is
even
what
need
happens when
oil.
you get fancy, Robbie. You, for the first time ever, you didn't build an engine out of a box, and look what it did to you.
I know. It's fine.
This is your own fault.
I know.
like
I said, it's got to be something real dumb, small.
I have a counterpoint for that from 10 years ago that we'll visit here in a little bit.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Time is a flat circle.
Amazing.
Going through the catalog is interesting for sure. Yeah, there's definitely been some swings in opinions through the years for sure.
Yep.
Which this is the time of year that my Facebook memories always remind me. Like I make some dumb purchase for the Z, and like 3 years ago I was learning how to use Fusion to draw stuff for the Camaro, which I'm doing again right now. And like it's just I just do the same crap every month, every year. That's right.
Yep.
Gluttons for punishment.
The word you're looking for
I'll
is
touch that. I'll touch that stove again. That's fine.
the word you're looking for is masochist.
Insanity, I think it is.
Yeah, those
Doing
who
the same
ignore
thing over and over again.
And expecting
those who
different
ignore
results.
those who ignore history are doomed to repeat it.
Yep.
We're not ignoring it. We know it full well, but
Yeah, I'm embracing it.
we're just dumb enough to think we're going to get a different result this time.
Surely this is the one. This is
I've learned something since the last time I did this. I'm better now.
I can fix her.
Yeah.
She won't cheat on me again.
no, that was just a one-time thing. Oh God.
There's somebody this morning drove a little white regular cab S10 Extreme into our parking lot. And it just makes me so sad, like seeing that. Like, oh, look how cool that thing is.
That could be you,
It
man.
could still be me. Yeah,
It's still there.
yeah. It's kind of still there.
Most of
It's
it.
not in good shape.
Oh, that's too bad.
It's just getting lighter.
Cancer has very much bitten that thing.
Yeah, those
I
are
know.
hard to keep away from cancer.
A 90s
Yeah.
a 90s GM product is rusting.
No way.
Yeah, yeah. The Blazer's getting rough too. But
It's hard
the
to-
Blazer keeps on ticking. So
It's hard to wrap my head around the fact that, like, if I still had my 98 Sonoma, I'm a year away from putting antique plates on that thing.
I think those. Well, the Z would be.
Or no,
it's,
I'm
20,
actually-
it's 25 years here.
No,
I
yeah,
was gonna say no. It's way worse than that.
I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm not a year from it. I'm like several years into it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least in
It's-
Iowa,
yeah,
it's
it's
25 years.
Yeah, it's 25 here too.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually have the old school blue plates that I could put from like 1988 or something like that I could put on the Omni
That'd look good.
if I wanted to.
I always like those
So-
plays.
Yeah, it's the way old one. We had red, then green, then blue, and then the ugly design that we have apparently decided we're going to carry on in infinity.
Well, there was another
So-
design before that was less obnoxious. But yeah, the new one is not good.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
it the,
the-
like
No.
blue across the top and yellow on the bottom?
It's green on the bottom. This is
Yeah, and
grass.
there's like some designs and things that go with
Or
it.
okay, yeah.
Because the other
It's
one
got
was
like
just
it's got a windmill on the top.
yeah. Because the other one I had it was like a light blue, kind of like a faded into white plate.
Yeah.
But yeah, the new one's real bright and ugly. Well, the new Ohio one's not great either because it has a bunch of color in it. Kind of that same idea.
So with the last
and then Iowa's got like 40 different custom plates that you can get.
Ohio does too.
yeah,
And
Texas.
that's almost not an exact. Actually, that might be low. It's crazy.
Yep.
Texas has like 100. Like,
Yep. Yeah, I can imagine you got one for every sports team, pro and AM, plus high school, plus college. So I mean, like, because Ohio, like, there's a bunch of teams that you can pick, plus a bunch of different special plates, plus you have like the Bird Watchers of America plate, plus the
I support teachers.
yep, that one.
And the DNR one, and
Yep.
all of the branches of military service,
Yes.
active and veteran.
Yes.
Plus you've
Yeah,
got
there's so
Dalton's that says that he supports single moms.
No, that's not a plate you can get from the state.
Oh man.
I had a guy at the last track day that I did at Eagles Canyon. He was looking at my car and saying how clean it was because every Z is trashed at this point.
Yep.
And he asked me if they were like classic plates on it because it's a design that like I got new plates on it in like 2015 or something like that, and haven't had to swap them. I was like, well, they're not that old, but I guess they are like 10 years old now. So.
Do your plates stay with the car if you sell it? Or do they stay with the person?
No. Well, I think like you can. Whenever you register it, you get new ones. So
Okay. Because like some states, if you trade a car in, the plates stay on it and go to the next person. And some states, if you trade a car in and you buy another one, they take the plates off of the old car and put them on the new one for you. And like
it's like car and owner here, I think, because like whenever I traded my truck in,
Okay.
he took the plates off of it and he's like, I can just toss these for you if you want. I was like, yeah, cool, because I sold
you
them.
got totally new plates for the new truck too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because that's not how it works here. If you were here, they would have taken the plates off the truck and put them on the new one.
No. Nope. Got a whole new number to remember.
I'll say Ohio, you can get like, I don't know if they still do, but you could get like custom down to like 3 letters. So like all the Porsche numbers are like passed down to generations because people got them when they first did it. So it's like a thing. Like if I think blanking on names, but so basically people will collect them and then like will pay money to get the access to a whatever, like a 3-letter or 3-digit license plate.
Yeah, no. In like countries in Europe, they're all just random. Like I don't think you can get them personalized. So if it's a number that actually applies to your car, like people sell those for like crazy money.
Yeah.
That's a thing in Dubai too. I remember seeing something about somebody buying a plate that just had a number 1 on it, and it was, I don't know, whatever it is, $3 million or something stupid. It's like, okay, yeah, Dubai. All right, fine, whatever.
Yeah, that sounds very Dubai.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
What can we take to the absolute limit of spending money in crazy ways? Dubai.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
And then push it well past that. So, well, Dusty, you said that you listened to part of episode 1 and you have some sort of thoughts quiz thing.
Yeah, so I got through the first, I guess, half of it. That's
about as far as most people got to.
So some backstory for anybody that hasn't been listening long enough to know how I got mixed up in all this. In like 2018, I started listening, Michael Beck, who was originally on the show, messaged me on Twitter because we both had Camaros, and I started listening to it like probably 5 or 6 episodes in 2016. And then in 2018, I came out and did photography at a Formula Drift event as a media arm of the podcast, and just kind of gradually got more and more involved in it and added to group chats and one thing after another. But
we slowly consumed your friendship, and we basically were like, you are one of us now. You don't get a say. Yeah, you don't get a say in it.
Sorry.
Even though I live 11 hours away.
Yep.
So
that's like the only good thing about social media, though.
Oh yeah,
is that ability to do that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that I communicate with on a regular basis that don't live anywhere close to me. Number of them that I've only met once, if even that, and I would not know if it weren't for social media and this podcast. So,
well, it would be one of those things where we would have seen each other at a racetrack, and then unless we got each other's actual phone numbers and just called each other.
I don't even have your phone number now. I talk to you every day and I don't have your phone number.
No, that was still the funniest whenever we were coming back from Midwest, and I thought Robbie might have left me at the gas station, and I was like, I don't have anyone that I know in this 200-mile radius of the country. I have no idea what their actual phone number is, and I don't have my cell phone with me that has my Facebook Messenger on it, so I can't contact any of them. So this first episode, I guess you guys were just hanging out to watch the Daytona 24.
So I guess a little bit of backstory on it. Michael and I had been wanting to do something, but we didn't know what we wanted to do, but we wanted to do something car related. And we decided to podcast, but decided the two of us wasn't enough. And so Robbie was living literally on the other side of this little apartment building from Michael. And I had known Robbie for a million years. So we were like, well, let's just ask Robbie. And Robbie was like, yeah, sure. That sounds fine. I love people and I'm super social. Let's do it.
That was definitely not the last part that I said, but the first part I said yes right away.
I think that was word for word. I remember that very specifically, actually. But I mean, you tell your story your way.
Yep, I definitely was my one thing I said was I love putting myself out there and getting feedback. That's my favorite thing in the world.
That's very much specifically what I remember. Yeah, Robbie and I both really enjoy those parts of human communication.
Yep,
but. So we sat down on a Sunday afternoon, and we were I suppose it probably would have been a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, that was
Saturday.
Daytona 24. But originally we were just going to record a show. We had no specific agenda. We had no design. We had no idea of what it was going to be. We just wanted to see how it went, and we had no intention of releasing the first thing that we recorded. And so we sat down and we did it, and it actually ended up a lot better than I think any of us had anticipated it was, or at least we thought it did, because I don't know, maybe we're a little bit full of ourselves at the time. And so we just pumped it out into the world. Michael figured out how to load it up to, at the time we were using a Shout engine, which was a deal.
That's a nice way to put it.
It had great streaming statistics.
It sure did.
Nope, didn't have any of those things. But yeah, we just put it out into the world, and next thing you knew, we were podcasters. So
yeah, so listening back to it after having started like a little ways into it, this one doesn't sound any different than what I remember them all sounding like at that time. So it's kind of funny, and you can tell that you guys knew each other, and you were just okay. Let's just put microphones in front of this. So
there was definitely more structure as time went on, but yeah, it wasn't really.
And now less structure.
Right. Yeah. Well, it is what it is. So,
so a couple of just random, like, funny things from the very beginning of it. The race was on, and it was in low def because it was on Fox Sports 2.
Which not just Fox Sports 2. It was an illegal stream of Fox Sports 2.
It was a questionable stream. Maybe.
It was definitely a camera pointed at a TV somewhere.
Yeah. It was not great.
But I was thinking to myself, like, I remember switching back and forth between, and I remember FS2 being like tiny on my HD giant TV, and like trying to explain that to like a 15-year-old kid right now, of like, you didn't just have an app for it. Like, you had to pay like $175 a month for cable to have this thing on your TV. But
or like go to a restaurant to watch a specific sporting event because you were too cheap to pay for the season pass.
Yeah. Well, then now we're kind of like full circle back around from that. Like, I was trying to find ways to pirate the damn thing this weekend before last because I've bought Peacock every year the last several years because you watch the whole race on Peacock, and it's like $6 for the month. Okay, cool. Just get $6 and then cancel it at the end of the month, and everything's cool. It's $17 now.
Yeah, it's not cheap. It's
the same price as Netflix. Like, we watch everything on Netflix. Like, we watch Netflix all the time. I'm not paying you the same amount of money to watch one IMSA race and then cancel it.
Oh, you should have just messaged me. I would have gave you mine.
So I did figure out you might be able to use a VPN and say that you're in a different country and then watch the
IMSA
like global feed on the IMSA website. So.
Yeah. It is a lot.
Now I'm upset because I watched it on Peacock and I didn't realize that was costing me $17 a month, and now I need to look at my subscription prices.
Yeah, you should check all of those because they've all gone up a ridiculous amount in the past.
Yeah, I knew they'd gone up, but goddamn, I didn't realize this shit's been sneaking up on me. Katie and I were literally talking about this today, that we need to go through that stuff again.
And which the reason it's so expensive on Peacock is because any live sports have to be in the uber premium level of it, which, I mean, that they know what they have by showing stick and ball sports on there. They know that people pay for it. So,
yep. No, it's funny.
I gotta check that because I just watched it.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah, Peacock's gone up quite a bit. Probably double since I first got into it. Hulu's gone up. Hulu with ads is probably the same price as Peacock. I'm fairly certain of that. And then the one thing that hasn't gone up is HBO Max. And I say that because I guarantee it's going to go up like right now. So I think that's like the same price as Peacock, like $18.
I was getting that with my phone, and I canceled Verizon, so now I don't get that anymore, and I just don't watch anything on HBO. It's fine.
It happens. That's what I did with Netflix. I just don't watch anything on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, check your Disney Plus also, because if you don't have ads on there, you're paying out the ass for that.
Yeah, we have ads on ours.
We bumped ours down here recently because I was like, that's absurd.
Stupid.
It was like $20 a month.
Yeah.
I was like, I was paying less for TV when we had actual cable.
Yep.
To watch the same 3 or 4 things.
Uh-huh.
There was an ad for Spectrum TV, and then they said you could get all the apps included with one price, and I'm like, can you fucking imagine what that costs? I had to look. So if you get Spectrum TV, their app, which includes all of the other apps, it's $160 a month.
So they know from back, 10 years ago before streaming services started, they know that people will spend $160 a month. Mm-hmm. And they're either going to charge you $20 a piece for 8 things, or they're going to roll it all back into a thing that just looks like the cable company did and charge you the same amount that they used to.
Yes.
So so the game part of this is I'm going to quiz you guys on things that were said and or felt or whatever during this episode.
Well, the good news is, if it's the first episode, I probably didn't say it because I didn't say shit.
Okay, so
we did have to come up. Part of the reason that we structured like we did was to find ways to force Robbie into talking more.
I was so bad at jumping in. I couldn't do it. I felt like
100% true.
Yep, I was so bad about it. I got way better at it, and I'm way more comfortable on a mic now. But yeah, it took years. It took years.
It was the same way for me. So, Adam, there's a recurring theme all the way through the part that I listened to. And there's a certain car that every time it comes on the TV, you have to comment on it. Which one was it?
Probably the Delta Wing.
Oh, it's the Delta Wing.
Oh, yeah.
I guess, because that was one of the years that it ran. I don't remember which version of Delta Wing ran that year. I don't think it was the first one, the one I loved the most. I think that there was not the Nissan one.
I think this one was still Nissan, but it was
the Delta Wing. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. So I love all things weird when it comes to cars, and the Delta Wing was about the weirdest race car conceivable. And it also was one of those rare instances where it was super weird, but also seemed to work pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, it had decent pace. Is that the year that they got crashed out?
Yeah, because they crashed during the show.
Yeah, so
yeah,
you guys are rocking along, and I think you were talking about plans for modifications on your vehicle of choice at that point, and all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, you go, "Oh my gosh!" Because I think it ran wide or stopped on track or something, and something just mauled it.
Just absolutely T-boned it.
Yep.
So if I remember right, we time stamped it so that if you wanted to try and sync up your a saved video, you could. Which I don't know if that would even work, but we thought it was a good idea at the time. Again, remember, we had no intention of releasing that show.
Well, the funny part of that was just every once in a while, one of you would remember that you had mentioned that, and would just be like, "All right, we're at 19 hours and 43 and 30 seconds, 29, 28, 27. Okay, back to."
We were good. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Well, and it was kind of
from the start.
It was a little bit ahead of its time because there's a podcast that I listen to right now that they stream football games, and they do that, and it's just running commentary that, I mean, they live stream it on YouTube, so you can listen to them while you're watching the game. But
yeah, they do that with UFC. There was a bunch of people that were doing that they would, Joe Rogan did it, and then a bunch of other people were doing the same thing where they'd watch the fight, but they wouldn't show the fight. So you're just listening to them commentate of the fight that you're probably streaming elsewhere. So yeah, we should have just stuck to that, man. Just
all I'm hearing is that we were innovating.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should have stuck with that. It probably could have been huge.
So one of the things that I forgot was how just absolutely unhinged Michael Beck was.
He has moments for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I loved it.
So right out of the gate, within 10 minutes of the show starting, he just out of nowhere, "Adam, that's your car. It's got Claritin written right on the side of it."
Yeah. I'm more on a Allegra guy, but yeah, that's fair.
So you were talking about getting ready for your kid to be born fairly soon after this.
Yeah, my kid was born March 15th. So like a month and a half after this show was released, the first show. So yeah.
So you were stockpiling something to get ready for him.
Yeah, he already had amassed quite a collection of Hot Wheels before he was even born. That was definitely a thing that I did. I very specifically remember that.
And
there may be one or two of those I'm still not giving him because I think they're too cool for a child to ruin. But yeah.
Do you remember how much they were at that point in time?
I don't know, buck 25, something like that.
Oh, 94 cents, buddy.
94 cents.
If you want to feel worse about inflation.
Oh man.
What are they now? I haven't bought one in a while because my kid could not care less about them.
It depends. I can still catch them for $1 once in a while, but normally they're like $1.25. Yeah.
Yeah. It's rough.
So the only ones I've bought recently are like the big, like like those special ones with like the truck, the hauler ones. Those are
those are like $9, $15.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, you can spend $20 on some of them pretty quickly if you're not careful.
Yep.
So you had one steadfast rule about these cars. Do you remember what it was?
They had to be real.
Yeah.
Like actual cars.
Yeah, no cartoon cars.
Yep, no cartoon cars. I still kind of feel that way. Like if he would when he did do Hot Wheels, which my kid could not care less about Hot Wheels now, but when he did, if that was what he picked, that was fine. But I would never buy one of those for him.
Yeah. So you honed in on we're not going to have a shark car, and I was like, well, now you'd be all about the shark car since you just
there is that. Yeah, there is that. I definitely had a shark car when I was growing up, which is probably why I honed in on that one specifically.
So one of my notes here is just Robbie V Quiet.
I was the third wheel. I was definitely the third wheel.
So at the time, what was Adam driving every day?
I had my S10 by then.
Yep.
So that would have been the turboed, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was going to guess, the S10.
Yeah, that would have been the turboed S10 Extreme.
Yeah, so you said daily the S10 Extreme. It has a turbo, and you said there was two specific things that you said about it. One regarding the turbo and one about the general condition of the vehicle.
I'm going to guess it was something about it being super laggy because the turbo that was on it was like an eBay ball bearing turbo that did not spool at all.
Yeah, so real laggy was 0.1. Yep,
and then the copious amounts of oil that it leaked onto Robbie's driveway.
Well, the specific thing was that sometimes it runs out of oil, and then you tried to offer to sell the turbo to anybody that might be interested in it. to which Michael Beck added, "It's most of the time it's had oil in it."
Most of the time, yeah.
I very
specifically remember. I can't remember if it was left hand or right hand turns, but if you took one that was sustained long enough, like at an exit, the oil pressure gauge would dip, and that's when I knew I needed to add oil.
That's a GM feature. I have a Camaro that did that for a long time too.
Yeah, that was how I knew it was time to add oil to it again. So I remember, I'd be driving home and I'd be going through the exit and like, oh, look at that, better put another half quart in it when I get home.
Say, one of those earlier episodes, I put down cardboard for when you came over.
Yep. I remember those pictures of the cardboard just taped to the driveway.
Well, it was effective because it was covered in oil by the time you left.
So covered in oil. The turbo kit on that was really there was a couple of things that were really frustrating about it. So the turbo drain for the oil, or the turbo oil drain, what they did, the kit manufacturer pulled the dipstick tube out of the oil pan. It's a metal dipstick tube that comes up out of there, and probably a third of the way up it, just drilled a little hole in the side of it and welded a bung to the outside of this thing. And you just, like an AN fitting, and you just threaded the turbo drain line onto the dipstick tube.
I don't see how that could go wrong at all.
Pushed it back in there. Well, the dipstick tube is only held in with like a rubber grommet that seats inside the oil pan. Might be the block. I think it's the oil pan though. I think it's directly to the oil pan.
Because it was a 2-2.
The problem
right?
was
It's the 2-2, right?
Yep, the 2-2. And so the problem was that when you shut the truck off, you had to wait like hours before you could check oil because it just looked like it was always full all the time because it was just draining oil out of the turbo onto the dipstick. And so you couldn't shut the truck off and then go back out there 30 minutes later and check the oil level because it was still draining out of the turbo. And so the dipstick would always read full. So that was a very special design feature of that turbo.
Hard to believe that's not more popular.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't work well.
I love
it. Was definitely on my list of things to fix if I ever would have fixed that truck was to put an actual A-in fitting on the pan and be done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess they did it that way because you could remove the dipstick and not have to mess with.
Yeah, so the whole kit was designed. There was the only thing that you had to remove from the truck was swap the dipstick, and then the factory exhaust came off the driver's side and went down, had a crossover pipe that went under the truck, and then the exhaust ran down the passenger side. And you would take that crossover pipe out, and you put a 180-degree bend that would bring the exhaust back up between the radiator and the front of the engine, and that's where the turbo sat. And then there was another pipe that went down and around on the passenger side and tied back into the factory exhaust, and that was it. She was ready to go. It was really pretty simple and somewhat genius way to build it. It just
there were a few obvious drawbacks.
There were a few things that, like, if you wanted to do it right, you needed to do a few other things, but to do it right would have required pulling the motor to get the oil pan off, and no one was going to do that.
Yeah, selling a turbo kit to 4-cylinder S10 people, you should probably keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah, we're special folk. So it was a cool kit, though. It worked well for a while. And honestly, the engine leaking and blowing up was not the turbo kit's fault. That was me being cheap when I put it back together. We just sent a ball hone through it and put it back together. And I don't think that we gapped the rings right. And eventually, over time, it started to pressurize the crankcase and push oil out of everything. Is really what ended up happening with it. It wouldn't build boost anymore because it would just push by the rings and push oil out of everything.
Oof.
So
we didn't know at the time that
and I didn't know what I was doing. So
you didn't know at the time that you just need to gap the rings on the 4.8 before you put 25 pounds of boost into it.
You definitely did not have 25 pounds of boost. Let's start with like 8 or 9 pounds of boost first. So
then you were also making some big plans for the Omni.
Okay.
Do you remember what that was? You had some parts gathered up, and I think it sounded like maybe mocked up on it.
Suspension?
No, I think this might have been the blower kit.
That was the blower kit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because not very long before we started the show, Michael had peer pressured me into bidding on that turbo kit on eBay and buying that.
The turbo kit or the supercharger kit?
Or sorry, supercharger kit.
Yeah. Okay.
That was supercharger. So that piece had some historical significance, I guess. The supercharger that I still have it. It's not bolted on the car, but I do still have it. It was so somebody in northeastern Iowa, bought a car from some obscure museum that went out of business. That was the development mule for Shelby when he was trying to figure out what he was going to do with Dodge. Apparently, he had paperwork to back all this up, and that particular car had a blower on it instead of the turbocharger system that they ended up going with. And so the blower that I have came off a car that was built at Carroll Shelby's shop under Dodge's attempt to make those fun, fast little cars. And it actually was campaigned in the NHRA in some capacity by, it wasn't Shelby, it was somebody else. I can't remember what his name was, but he was a semi-famous Dodge-backed factory drag car guy in the 80s.
Yeah, Paul Rossi was who you said.
There we go. Paul Rossi. There you go.
Which that name was familiar to me because he was involved in some Challenger drag car build.
Yeah.
He was making the rounds with over the summer and into the fall, I guess. And that dude's probably in his 70s or 80s, and he's still got
for sure.
Big old head of jet black hair.
Yep.
Looks like it might not be his natural color at this point, but
there's you could tell that kit was never built for production. There's definitely some things that I don't think it would work well with it long term. Particularly the belt tensioning stuff. I don't remember what it is specifically that's about it, but I don't think it would work well. And then the pulley that spins it bolts to the cam gear, which I didn't love.
No. What could go wrong?
Instead of bolting to the crank pulley, it's bolted to the cam gear pulley, which I didn't love very much. But yeah, you could tell that it was not a kit that was designed or was not a fully fleshed out, like, let's sell this to the public kit. But there was a Dodge, like, direct connection supercharger kit, and the one that I have, the Magnuson blower that I have, is bigger than that one. But I don't know by how much, but it is a little bit bigger. And I have no idea how much boost it should or could make. I don't know what that pulley is capable of doing. I don't know if that's a 100 and the motor now is like 110 horsepower. I don't know if that'd be 150 horsepower or 200 horsepower or blow it the fuck up, or I have no idea. So yeah.
I remember you talked to Magnuson at PRI one year, and they looked at you like you were nuts.
I tried talking to Magnuson a couple of times. I emailed them a bunch. I could never get it because that one does not plumb into the oil system. It just has like a self-contained oil in it. And being that it was from the 80s, I wanted to replace said oil. And for the life of me, I could not figure out what oil went in there. And my understanding of it is that it's probably some sort of mineral oil type stuff more than motor oil. But I just wanted someone to tell me what to put in there, and I could never get an answer from their customer support line or anything like that. And I remember talking to somebody at PR, like I cornered the oldest guy in the booth specifically.
Smart. You've got gray hair.
You've been around since the 80s. Let's talk. And I talked to him about it. I showed him a bunch of pictures of it. Like, he was really like, I don't know, taken back by this. And I remember he gave me a business card. I sent him an email. He responded once. I responded back and then never heard from him again. That was the end of it. So, because he actually like acted like he thought that might be something that Magnuson would be interested in acquiring for its historical significance, which I don't know if he just oversold that or was just blowing smoke up my ass entirely, or whether he really thought that was a thing, but it's still in my garage. So
he did that thing that I did 100 times at every SEMA show in the Traxxas booth, going like, right. Oh, awesome.
Right. Yeah. But that's not what I was trying to do with it. Like I came to him, I wasn't asking for money. I wasn't asking for parts. I wasn't asking for a spot. I just want to know what kind of oil to put in the damn thing. That was all I wanted. And then he was the one who acted like it was something interesting. So, whatever. It is what it is.
Yep.
All right. So
I do remember getting super excited about it after PRI and thinking like, oh, Magson's going to think this is so cool and we're going to be able to make some sort of PR thing out of this. And maybe they'll, I don't know, fly us out to Magnuson and we can do something with them, or, you know, like maybe we can make this into something that's beneficial for the podcast.
1010's podcast presented by Magnuson Superchargers.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Robbie's
Robbie
gonna
got a
have-
giant one sticking out the hood of his LS powered 240. And
Would have been great.
Oh,
We weren't LS at that point.
I have I have
PRI.
I have some points
the
about
first
that.
time we went
too.
to PRI, I think we were, but
Yes.
So moving on to Robbie. Robbie, what were you daily driving at this point?
A shitty Nissan Rogue. I was going Rogue at the time, Adam.
son of a bitch, I forgot
No, wait.
about the Rogue.
Wait.
Were you in the Equinox?
No, I was in the Equinox.
No, you said Rogue on here.
Okay, the Equinox had died at that point. So
Had already.
right after college, my dad sold me an Equinox that he'd been driving for work for, I don't know, a while. And
That's
I think
not really what happened. Your parents essentially told you were buying this Equinox because they wanted you to get rid of your perfectly reliable RAV.
so. I had a RAV4 that I got when I was 16. It had 100. It's kind of the same story. My dad had it, bought it new, used it for work, sold it to me when I was 16 for pennies on the dollar, and it had 150,000 miles and was like 4 years old at the time. So I drove it all through high school, all through college, and then after I graduated, it was at 315,000 miles. And
Just getting broken in.
yeah, and they're like, you should get rid of that. It's getting
so many places with that damn thing. We took that thing to Detroit repeatedly.
Yep. It only let us, and even I guess it didn't even technically let us down, but all of the plugs like fouled or like decided they were done. Like 2 hours from home that one time on the way back from Detroit, they're just like they had no power whatsoever. It was just dead spark plugs. Just replace them, fix it, good as new. But yeah, I mean it was starting to sound old, like it just a little rattly. But yeah, I kind of got talked into like, yeah, you should sell that. So I did, and then I bought his Equinox, and I think it lasted like a month before it grenaded itself because that was
It wasn't very long.
because that was
It was pretty funny.
that was that shitty engine that would it would eat the timing chain tension, not the
Seals.
tension. It would eat the
Guides and stuff.
it would eat the guides, and then those pieces of plastic would go into the cam seals, and it would just like ruin the whole engine. And so
Yeah.
it just died on the way.
It was an Ecotec. I don't
And
remember
then
which one.
and then I just needed something, and I didn't have any money. Well, any money that I didn't feel like spending on the 240. So I bought a cheap Equinox, which is
Rogue.
Oh, right. Sorry, Rogue. A terrible fucking idea. And that transmission lasted all of like 6 months.
That was bad too, yeah.
Yeah.
A Nissan CVT failed? Weird.
Oh man, I had no
We
clue.
made so much fun of him with the rubber bands and the cones and shit like that. That was, I mean, that was endless amounts of content. It was wonderful.
Yep. I mean, it was a nice Rogue, but yeah, it had like 120,000 miles, which is like right when that CVT fails. So whoever sold it knew what they were doing, and then the idiot that bought it, me, got stuck with it. So
That person was like, this feels like something bad's about to happen. I'm going to let it happen to someone else.
and they did.
That's what I was thinking as I was trading in my 2010 GMC that had 160,000 miles on it that had been lifter clacking for like 40,000 miles. Someone else is going to get to fix this.
I did that with
Not
the
me.
Avalanche. Yep.
The dealership knew what they were buying.
Oh yeah, all they did was just call the truck to come pick it up, and it went to Mexico. So
Yep.
and they'll do a DOD delete in Mexico like in an afternoon. So
Oh yeah, yeah. That was done before they unloaded it.
yeah. So at this point, also you mentioned that you were forever in a certain status personally.
forever in a certain status.
I'm gonna guess single.
No, because I was dating Lizzie at the time.
Oh,
You said you were forever alone.
Oh, did we break up like the day before?
I feel like you had just recently broken.
It sounded like it was fairly recent.
It would have been. Oh man, I could have swore that we were dating while we did the show. Because
No, I don't think so.
we broke up, and then I went to Chicago by myself and went to Volo, and that was later.
Oh, that's right. That was like episode 9. So yeah, maybe. But let's face it, you and Lizzie were kind of on the rocks for a while there. So
Like at least a full year, maybe even longer.
When it was probably just you and your buddies, it was probably joking about being forever alone.
Yeah, 'cause she would have been. She would have been living in Des Moines at that time.
Tell me you think your podcast is not going to get released when you're talking about being forever alone while you
In a relationship.
It was safe to say that she was never going to fucking listen to it.
She sure didn't. She sure didn't. But I got the sweet table out of it.
That's what I couldn't remember if the table was from your girlfriend or Michael.
Nope.
Definitely
This is from Lizzie's. Yep. It's mine now.
That was one of the things I was the most excited about when I came to your house, was to get to see the infamous table.
It has definitely been a recurring thing in our 10 years. So
So then aside from the Rogue, you were putting a lot of effort into the 240, which at that time sounded like the engine was out of or had just gotten put back into it.
That would have been the second SR20.
Yeah, so you said that it had an SR20 and that you were working on putting the nice new well-built SR20 back into it.
Yep, and I didn't build it. I bought someone else's built project, and it never ran.
not well.
Nope, I think I got it installed. We got the second one never actually ran. The first one did. Because even the first one was a fight, because Excessive had to do a ton of work, and we had to go to a standalone, and even then it never was right.
That car sat at Excessive for like 8 months or something like that.
Yeah, it was like a full year when I was in college, because
Yeah.
they had to do a ton of work, and then it got to the point where it was like, well, we can't keep charging you because we're not really getting anywhere. So then it would go months at a time without being touched. But yeah, so that SR20 I bought, so it would have been a long block technically, and then all the stuff to go with it, and I already had the standalone to make it work, and it just wouldn't, and I finally got sick of it, and I ended up selling it bit by bit to fund the LS.
So at this point you were very optimistic, and you said it was going to make how much horsepower?
So the first one I remember was 272, which would make this one. I don't remember what I had.
I'm gonna guess you were hoping for like 350.
That's where my head's at too, because the stock one was 272 or whatever. The first one I had. So this one would have been in the 300s, maybe 400. No, it was fucking 450.
Ding, ding, ding.
It was fucking 450.
There's no way that car would have made 450.
It was built to do 450.
Yeah, so you said 450, and Beck said that car is going to be absolutely terrifying with 450 horsepower.
It never ran. It never got there. Everything was there. It just wouldn't do the thing. And then I got mad and sold it piece by piece out of spite.
So my kind of weird Nissan tangents at that time, I was fascinated by the SR20 and by I really wanted like a kooky front end S14, and yeah, I looked at all the different SR20 imports and stuff, and then I started listening to this, and I was like, maybe I don't go down that road ever.
Don't open them up, dude.
You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome.
Yep, they were great if you didn't open them up, but as soon as you opened them up, never went back right.
I remember early on we ended up with like a small contingent of down underers and New Zealanders who listened to the show, and one of them was like a diehard SR 240 guy, and he was just like 100% convinced that Robbie was just doing something wrong.
I'm sure I was.
Well, yeah, I mean, aren't
Clearly.
we all? Yeah, the thing you were doing wrong was cars in general.
Fair.
But like, oh no, you just needed this and this and this and that, and my car's got all these things and it runs fine and blah blah blah. I remember that. Like, he's a nice guy. I remember.
Yeah, he wasn't a dick about it, but yeah.
Oh yeah, everybody knows that stuff's garbage.
But yeah, I remember that. So.
So yeah, then Beck talked about all the different random cars that he had. The thing that I took away from that was you guys were super mad at him because he picked up an RX-7 that was like basically just needed an engine put in it for how much money?
Like $250. It's like
I don't
nothing.
remember how much he paid for the car. It was the transmission that I remember being upset about.
Okay, so that was next on my list. So I got confused in all of the dollar figures that were being thrown around. One, because none of them sound like actual money that someone would be able to pay for a car even 10 years ago. But so
was it like $2,500 for that car, or was it even?
I think the RX-7 might have been like. I think I got it confused with the Caprice because there was
the Caprice was the donor car.
So it was an FC RX-7,
Which,
and then
the FC RX-7 that he bought was V8 swapped already, but he bought it as a roller. He bought it from a guy who was local to us that was like big in the street racing scene, and that car had actually been featured on like probably at this point 15 to maybe even almost 20-year-old 1320 video street racing videos.
Yeah, like the original 1320 stuff.
Yeah, like old school stuff. And then that guy bought another chassis, a red car, and put a turbo LS in it. And the white one got pastured. And I don't think Mike bought it from him. I think he bought it from another guy. But that was where that car came from. But I don't know what he paid for it. I don't have any idea.
Yeah, so my note here was $600 cars, but I think the $600 car was that they bought a Caprice that had an LT in it for $600, and then he like sold several things off of it and basically made a profit on it and ended up with the engine and transmission out of it still sitting there.
Yeah.
And then after looking at the 4L60 and realizing that it was a 4L60, went and picked up a T56 for the princely sum of
$700.
Yeah.
Am I right about that?
Yes.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Which was even ridiculous back then, but much less now.
What's a used T56 worth?
Like
these days?
$2,000.
Yeah.
I don't see anything on Marketplace less than $2,500 right now.
Jesus Christ.
They're crazy money.
There was nothing wrong with the trans either. Like it didn't have like synchros that were going out or anything. There was nothing wrong with the transmission. It was a perfectly functioning, and it was sitting on the floor just waiting to be picked up and thrown in the back of a truck.
Yep.
So yeah, I remember that being a recurring theme of him just tracking down ridiculous deals and rubbing them in your faces. And
yeah, he did have a way of being in the right place at the right time with the cash to do something about it.
Oh, that's for sure.
So something was brought up about, I guess it was in relation to the blower on the Omni was going to have to stick out of the hood. And
yeah, the carburetor would not clear the hood line by any stretch of the imagination.
So there was discussion of making a kind of a blower hat type thing to go on that out of a certain material, and Robbie got real excited about it.
Probably carbon fiber, I would imagine.
Oh, Robbie and his carbon fiber infatuation, especially back then, was pretty.
Hasn't changed, man. It's
so
the best material ever made.
So something was mentioned about wrapping, just like wrapping things in carbon fiber vinyl, and Robbie got all excited about it too.
Yeah. Why wouldn't
Robbie's
you?
got a Ricer streak a mile wide. I don't know what to tell you.
It's true.
So that I wrote that Ricer Ron carbon fiber wrap excitement was my note for that one. Because I think Ricer Ronnie actually didn't make an appearance on the show until later, but
Yeah, it's the Am I Ricer? Dude to my Ricer. That was a good episode.
We got that from some radio show that Robbie and Michael were obsessed with, and they had a section called "Dude Am I a Whore" or "Dude Am I a Slut" or
It's "Dude Am I a Slut" from Jason Ellis.
There you go.
XM Radio.
Except that ours was slightly more PG.
A little bit.
So we'll get to a couple lines down here. We'll talk. We'll go down that rabbit trail. So there was discussion of the 240, and you mentioned that something was going to happen, and then it was just going to become a full race car after that happened with the 240. Talking about the body work.
Oh, bumper removal.
Oh yeah. That would have been the front bumper. Side skirt? No. Because I did cut off the rear bumper later.
So you specifically said the rear bumper looks awesome and it's molded in great, and one of these days I'm going to hit something with it and I'm just going to have to make it into a race car because it's
true. It's true.
I don't know how many years later it was that you were like, I regret so badly molding that bumper in because it was such a pain in the ass to get it back off of there whenever you were converting it into a time attack car.
Yep. It looks good when it's all like smoothed in, like the side skirts for sure. I don't regret doing the side skirts from a like visual standpoint because I thought that's how it looked the best by far. But yeah, doing the bumpers that way was a huge mistake because like I think it was like the first week, I knocked the front bumper off. Like it just cracked it down. Because like
the front bumper molded?
It was for like a week.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that being molded in there, but okay.
Huge mistake. Because yeah, just like all it took was like half a tap with your foot, and it just like cracked all along the line. But like that fit so poorly that we had convinced ourselves that molding it was the only option. But yeah, then ended up cutting it all off except the side skirts later. Then that kid bought it and wide bodied it, so I'm not sure if he kept the side skirts on or not. I think he still had it.
Oh, really? It's wide bodied now?
Oh yeah. It's not my style, but he did a really good job on it. And he ended up blowing up the engine like a month after he bought it from me, and then put an even bigger one in, a bigger LS in it.
I remember for like a rather absurd amount of time, he was driving around with all your stickers still on there.
Yes. I think I had him take my name off. I think I had him at least cut the bottom of the number plate off. but the rest stayed on. Like the 1010s podcast sticker was on there for at least a year.
Yeah.
Because he wrapped it later with a different color when he finally had the wide body kit on.
So let's see. So apparently Adam has one drinking story.
Just one.
And he refused to get into it.
I still don't want to get into it.
Yeah, it's a good one. He's got the one, and it's good.
The part that made me laugh the most was about the only thing that was revealed was it might have involved a boat, and that there were 4 hours of his life that no one could possibly account for.
No one can account for it. And there was almost certainly a boat involved in it. Yeah, that's true.
I forgot about the boat.
So, God, I haven't thought about that week.
And then so that segued into boat talk and how that if you have a house, or if your parents have a house at Lake of the Ozarks, but it's not waterfront, it doesn't mean that you're rich.
I mean, that's a matter of opinion that only 1/3 of the people involved in that original conversation
Yep.
shared. But hey, whatever.
And then so Adam's theory about the 4 hours that were unaccounted for was that he was probably 6 sleuts deep.
Obviously.
I mean, I don't know what else it would have been. God, the word sloot's a thing that I haven't thought about in a while.
I had totally forgotten about it until that part, and I died laughing.
Jesus.
Oh fuck!
Uh,
So learned that more than anything, what do sleuths love?
Boats.
Boats, absolutely.
that's still factual. That's one thing that for sure has not
100,
changed.
yeah, 100%.
Yep.
The ugliest dude, the absolute ugliest dude, surrounded by sleuths.
If he's in a boat,
Yep.
for sure.
So what's the one thing that sleuths don't do when they're in the water, or when they're in the
They don't get wet, dude. They don't get wet.
They go in the boat, but they don't get in the water. Yeah.
They also don't get cold.
That was Michael Beck, though. I mean, Robbie and I didn't know these things. We were learning too.
Yeah, totally.
And then what was the real reason that Robbie got into cars in the first place?
Oh man, I don't know.
It's related to a movie.
A movie or a documentary?
Oh,
I
some
assume
people
it's
call it a
Fast and the
documentary.
Furious thing.
Yeah, I was going to say Fast and the Furious for sure. But I was going to say realistically, I'd go back even further to that Motorcycle Mania on Discovery Channel with Jesse James. That was like my awakening into cars and motorcycles and shit.
So, according to episode 1 of this particular podcast, you got into cars because you wanted to go look at the hot girls at Hot Import Nights, like they were in
that
the
tracks.
and at the races in Fast and the Furious.
True story.
That tracks.
Yep.
And
That
then
tracks. Yeah, for sure.
and then y'all agreed that you needed to go confront Vin Diesel because he lied about what car meets really looked like.
I mean, Hot Import Nights did look like that.
Yeah, because they were being paid to be there.
Hey,
It's fine. It's no big deal. Pay for it or not.
Midwest Fest kind of looks that way occasionally.
A lot of
weird
butt cheeks. Yep. A lot of butt cheeks.
Superlap looked that way one year, but it was not quite the same.
That was
level.
a different thing. That was a catastrophe, if you know.
So the
She
Fast
lives
and,
nearby here now.
Yeah, she has like a
Ashley Catastrophe lives somewhere near me.
that's not the name of her cookie baking company.
that's
though.
it. She
And
makes
she's
cookies.
like a bakery or something.
Yep.
She's grown up.
So that spawned some discussion of the Fast and the Furious franchise.
None of which is
there
good,
was-
I assume.
There was a bold proclamation made that since Paul Walker had passed, that the franchise was not going to continue past what episode?
Episode of the show or episode like
Which Fast and the Furious
Fast
movie
and
was going to
Furious?
mark the end of the saga? The one that had just been released, I think, was either 7 or 8.
I mean, I assume at that point that they weren't gonna. We probably said they wouldn't go by 10. I don't know.
I would have said 7 or
That's what I think. I think one of you said there's no way it continues to 9.
yeah. How dumb we were.
Cold, freezing cold takes.
As far as we're concerned, it died at 7. So
No, it died at like
6. Yeah.
5, 4, yeah.
4, maybe.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I still enjoy 5 as a heist movie, as ridiculous and
The thing
terrible
that
as it
upsets-
is.
The thing that upset me about that, I'm 100% certain I've ranted about this on a podcast. Might have been the first one. They're like trying to get cars that turn better
Yep.
to like avoid the cameras, and so then they go street racing, and they're like they get ready to race, and then they cut to them pulling the cars they just want into their compound. I'm like, what? You didn't even show the street race.
Yep.
And then the wheelie on dirt from the Firebomb Camaro. That
Yep.
upset me enough that I was out on the franchise as a whole after that.
I get
So
that.
there was a whole rant about one of the movies. There was like a WRX that rolled, and it had like no drivetrain in it.
Yep.
And my favorite one about my favorite part of the F-bomb wheelie was that it just has like the rattiest, just straight pipe exhaust on it.
Yeah, that upsets me still. At the time, I didn't even know the car. I just was mad that they were doing wheelies with a car on gravel while in motion. Like, rolling wheel stands is ridiculous enough in of itself, but then on gravel, no.
So I very much knew that car because that issue of Hot Rod Magazine, when they had like the full like details of that build, sat on the desk in the shop next to our Camaro while we were building it basically the entire time. Like, it was the coolest car, and Freiberger has never done hardly anything with it outside of like taking it to the drag strip like maybe a couple times, and it just kills me.
You think does he still have it?
I think so.
Oh man.
He posts every once in a while with a count of like he routinely has between 25 and 30 total cars, which I can't make sense of, knowing how much it costs to just have a single car to park somewhere in California. But and then so the last thing I had before I ended up having to cut off the episode and come in here and basically record. I found it hilarious. Y'all were talking about the Jetta from the original Fast and Furious selling at Barrett Jackson that year. And then like fast forward, I was at SEMA and all of those cars are like superstars all over again. You know,
Yeah.
10 years
They're
later
cool
and now
now.
20 something years later after the original movie. So it's funny how the like cycle
Nostalgia.
of things goes.
So weird.
So yeah, kind of the funny takeaways I took from it was just like talking about the cost of car things, just like talking about going and buying like running and driving cars for under $1,000 and
Well,
like,
I mean, that's why we kind of stopped doing the Craigslist challenges, because we had to put such a stupid number to it to make it interesting. It was like
That or the tax return challenges used to be really good, and now it's like, all right, well, you have a $4,500 budget. Well, I can buy a piece of shit car,
yeah.
let alone the build to go with it.
yeah, it's like, and I don't know if that all got broken around COVID stuff or what, but it's one of those like kind of slaps in the face reminders of like how much things have changed.
Yep.
Even though, you know, this is the off season and we're all still just doing the same dumb crap we were then, to just different cars. But
Yeah, there is that. Now, I remember the first SR20 that I swapped into the 240 was I think it was $1,200, maybe $1,300, shipped to my door
From Japan.
from Japan. Engine, ECU, wiring harness, transmission, shipped to my door on a pallet. $1,200, $1,300. We'll say for the sake of it.
Insane.
Yep. You couldn't buy that same one, having been driven the last 20 years, or 10. We'll just say 10 years. Having been driven the last 10 years, and it'd be twice the price with 3 times the mileage. Insane.
And not have to be shipped from Japan.
Correct.
You're buying that on Facebook Marketplace from some kid down the street.
Yep. That hasn't changed its oil in the last 10 years.
Right.
yeah, so JDM Engine Direct, $2,750 just for an engine, and everything else around it is like $5,000 and up.
That's
just
crazy.
doing a quick
That
search.
doesn't include shipping, I assume.
A lot of those were free shipping.
These I think are possibly already imported, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
$2,700.
just for
Crazy.
for
Yeah.
an engine, yeah.
So yeah, I recommend going back and revisiting some of the back catalog if you're so inclined, because it's pretty funny. Oh, the other Michael Beck related note was there was a Gas Monkey Viper running in one of the GT classes, and it came up on the screen.
Oh God!
He went on a out of nowhere crazy rant against Richard Rawlings.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really had a special place in his heart for Richard Rawlings for sure.
Not a fan whatsoever.
No.
And then, yeah, and then the final thing about the sports car racing that was on then, I guess this was right after IMSA and Grand Am rejoined together in some form. I don't remember along what year that was, but you guys did not have a firm handle on what was happening class wise at all.
Nope, not at all.
Not a clue, dude.
Still don't.
I understand now, but I barely watched it all back then. I wouldn't have been able to tell you anything about anything.
Because
I have. It's been since 20. I haven't edited this note since 2021, but I have a running note. I went back and listened to a metric crap load of these old episodes, and I made what I thought was like I made a list of. I was going to make a clip show.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, obviously it never went any farther than me making the list, but
he had the best of intentions.
Yeah. Every once in a while I had these like brief moments of creative inspiration and a desire to do something, and then they usually
life got in the way.
Just kind of fell down. So,
and then you get home and have two kids and a full-time job,
and a 60 to 65 hour a week job can do that to a man.
Yeah.
So
that year it was the prototype class was I think original generation Daytona prototypes running against P2 open top cars that had been transferred over from ALMS.
That seems reasonable.
And like
those are the Daytona prototypes that you like seem to have a special hatred for.
So this was the in-between stage, I think, that they weren't these weren't bad. They weren't great, but they weren't bad. They had more like brand identity, and they didn't look quite so much like a bathtub sitting on top of a cardboard box like the first ones did.
I don't hate them as much as you do. I don't know why. I don't think they're that bad.
The first generation were horrendous, and the main reason that it makes me mad is it could have looked like anything. They could have made it look good. Like it didn't have to be ugly. There was no rules. Like they invented it.
Yeah, because it wasn't a silhouette car. Like it didn't have to look like anything. It could have literally been anything.
And it turned out that they didn't make it look like anything, and it was horrendous.
It's not that bad.
The second generation, like the Corvettes, like the front end of it looked like it looked like a mid-engine Corvette. Like it looked like what the current mid-engine Corvette could look like.
Yeah, and then a full race car version of it. Yeah,
yeah. Or I guess maybe it's the Gen 3. I guess that was the best looking ones, but I don't know. Doesn't matter. They did a historic race before the 24 this year, and I was very offended because it was like the Orica Viper and like a lot of cars that don't seem like they should be vintage racing, and they're squarely like solidly vintage racing at this point. So
yeah, we old.
Yeah, it's my 20-year high school reunion this year. Like we're getting old, guys.
Congrats.
That's crazy.
So,
yeah, I turned 40 in a couple months. So
I was gonna say I'm upsettingly close to 40 at this point. So
yep. It's weird because I still feel like I'm a dumbass 22-year-old. So eventually, I'm sure
you should work with some dumbass 19 to 22-year-olds, and then you'd be like, you know what? I'm not doing so bad in my life. on a very regular basis, I have to remind myself that I was a fucking moron when I was 22 years old too, and that this kid could grow out of this. I'm not saying he will, but he could. I have to remind myself of that on almost a daily basis. So
He's probably not going to, though.
No, definitely not.
no,
Because he looks at TikTok every day.
he's my hopes and dreams have steadily gone downhill for one in particular, but we don't need to go there because nobody cares. So kids these days.
Yep. Back in my day, we weren't like that.
Shake my fist, the get off my lawn thing, you know how it is.
Yep.
So, is that a show?
That's a good anniversary show. I think so.
I did a thing.
Proud of you.
So proud of you. Now, you know what's
For the
sad is
show.
I kind of want to. I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up listening to the first episode on my way to work tomorrow.
I'm gonna finish it.
I'm pretty sure that's what's going to
pretty
happen.
entertaining so far.
This is probably going to end up becoming me listening to old episodes again.
The best, my favorite thing that I miss so much from those old ones was random rants, and then just screaming off microphone.
Those were the best rants.
I can't pull it off because I got a kid sleeping like right over there. But
I remember looking specifically for news articles that I thought would trigger Michael with the specific goal of making him do that. Like that was a goal in my everyday, was to find those news articles that would upset him. But sometimes the ones that were the best were the ones I didn't realize were going to do it. Like the very memorable Ford, what was it, Edge? Or
when they were the tire shredding.
The ST, whatever. I don't know if that was
the Edge.
or
shredding some tires with the Edge
Or-
ST.
Yeah. He was so mad about it.
And getting the Flex and the Edge confused.
Oh, I still do that. The
Because
Flex should have been the Edge. The Edge should have been the Flex. I will stand by that.
The Edge should have all of the hard edges on it.
Right.
It has no edges.
Right.
And the Flex doesn't look flexible at all.
Oh, it's square. There are a lot of situations in this 10 years where like the things that we said absolutely made sense, and I feel like we should have had our opportunity to pitch these things to automotive manufacturers.
Yep.
We could have made their lives better.
There's definitely been things that we were not wrong about.
Yeah. There's a lot of things we've been wrong about.
Yeah, we only
I have
focus
no
on the
doubt in
wins.
my mind that one of these clips on here is Robbie saying, I will never put an LS in my 240.
That doesn't sound like something I would say. The clip you're looking for is the one that said
It's
you
the
never own a
minivan,
minivan.
That clip doesn't exist.
Oh, it exists.
No, it does not.
We played it on the show, Adam. It exists.
Still the hardest I've ever laughed at a podcast.
I will never own a minivan. Jesus Christ.
I will never own a minivan.
I can't believe he took the time to do it too. He went through it and found the episodes and then found those words and placed them all together for us.
Fucking Daniel. Jesus Christ, what a crazy human being.
The podcast wars were the best.
The number of like characters that this has brought into my life and the places, like Robbie and I went to fucking Vegas to be speakers and featured guests at the SCCA National Convention. Like, what the fuck?
Still don't understand how that happened or why.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it's been a wild ride.
I feel like one of the things that's changed since then too is like podcasting was still kind of on the fringe of things, and now like Amy Poehler and Nina Fey do a podcast. Like Tina Fey, whatever. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. No one cares.
Yeah, and
except for their millions of listeners.
Yeah, that's
like
what's crazy.
Netflix has podcasts on it now. Like
Wait, they do?
yeah. I just saw it as a category the other night.
Oh,
And
weird.
it's-
Well, I saw they were giving out not Grammys. What's the word I'm looking for? Oscars, whatever the hell.
So they had
Some
the Golden
award.
Globes.
That's it.
Yeah, the Golden Globes had an award for best podcast, and like, there's one podcast on Earth that generates as much buzz and as much money and everything else as it does, and it's Joe freaking Rogan. And they
I saw
gave the
something
award
that-
to Amy Poehler.
I
Yeah,
saw something that said that you have to
paid.
pay to be considered, and he refused to pay them. I don't know if that's true or not.
I think it's
Well, I
true.
mean, good on him, even though he's kind of a
Yeah.
goob, but might
Hey.
have like possibly helped ruin a lot of things. But
Without a doubt, the most listened to of any of the podcasts that I've listened to outside of the automotive space. Mostly because I listen to the characters that he's had on there, but
It's been a long time since I've listened, but yeah, it was in my rotation quite a bit early on.
yeah. So
yeah,
I'll blame Michael for that one.
his interview with God, now I can't think of his name. He was on Top Gear for a while, automotive journalist, started out as a YouTuber.
Harris.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chris Harris.
Yeah,
Chris Harris.
Chris Harris. His podcast where Chris Harris was on Joe Rogan is the show that put doing a podcast in Michael Beck's mind.
Yep.
That is the reason we're sitting here right now. So
Yep.
Yeah.
I
It
record.
also tripped me out going back and listening to episode 1 how much Zach Clapman that's on the Smoking Tire with Matt Farah, they're the same person, him and Michael Beck.
I haven't listened to a Smoking Tire in years.
I listen to them mostly like because I'm impressed with how much of everything that Matt Farah is.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to listen to that religiously. I don't listen to that at all. I literally don't listen to any automotive podcasts that aren't hosted by people I know anymore.
Dinners with Racers is probably the only one.
I haven't listened to one of those in a while either. But
Even
I
that, I'm
still
way
listen to
behind.
I still listen to all the track walkings, and I
Yep.
still listen to all the slip angles.
Yep.
That's about it for podcast. I don't even really do that much podcast stuff anymore. So
Long road trips and mowing the lawn is the only time I listen. But unless I have Jess with me, which is now that she goes to the track with me, it's way less podcasting.
I still average 1,000 miles a week on a pretty regular basis, but I've been doing books mostly
I get that.
for the last couple of years. So
I started doing I did an audiobook about the Ford's like decline and rebirth in the 2000s. And
oh no, I'm listening to like Star Wars books and Dungeons and Dragons books
yeah,
and
no.
and stuff like that. I don't care about Ford's decline.
It's a pretty interesting book, but
I'm
you're missing out.
I'm
I
currently
do need to listen to AJ Bain's book. I can't think of what it's called. Robbie can tell me.
Go Like Hell.
Go Like Hell. I don't know why I can't remember that. Jesus Christ.
You should know that one. Yes,
Of all the people that should know that, I should remember that one. Yeah, that's a book
Because
that
it's
it's
I
so
need to-
good. It's so good.
I need to. Yeah, I've heard many people tell me it's a really good one. So
he's a great writer, and he clearly gave a shit when he wrote that one. So it's well done.
yeah,
So I'm currently reading the Hepatitis Bathtub and Other Stories by the NoFX band. It's their autobiography, and it's as unhinged as that sounds. Yes,
that actually sounds like something I would listen
it's
to.
it's fucking great.
That would be amazing.
I'm about halfway through, and it's kind of getting to the point where like the drugs are starting to take hold of them, and it's not good. But it's just as the band is starting to like take off, so it's like, man, you're about to see like worlds collide. So,
I think I see where this is headed.
yep. We all know how the story ends, but like you're reading it like, oh man, everything's going so good, but like that's a lot of fucking heroin.
You gotta do Marilyn Manson next.
I've already read that.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yep. It's really good. He's got a degree in, I think, journalism, so he's an excellent writer.
I've heard that's quite
so
unhinged as well.
It's very unhinged.
In certain situations.
It's fucked up. But it's great. Read every word of it.
So my current is it's a book called Midnight in Chernobyl.
It's a documentary on Chernobyl, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And the same author did a book about the Challenger disaster. So I read that one like 500 and something pages analyzing all of the engineering failures that led to the Challenger crash, and then was like, oh, I'll read this guy, the same
that
guy
sounds like
doing
a great way to take a nap.
Yeah.
See, I would actually enjoy that book.
No, it's the Challenger one is super, super interesting. Like, and it goes like, having read stuff about NASA in the 60s leading up to the Apollo program, like Gene Kranz's book segues greatly into this book about the Challenger, and
Noted. Because I got the Gene Kranz book for Christmas, so I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, that one's super cool too. But yeah, the Challenger one is, yeah. There's a
I'll
lot.
stick with my Star Wars books. So,
All right. Well, I think we did a show. Let's go for another decade, guys. Let's just keep it going.
At least like 12, 14 more episodes.
We could totally pull that off. When we don't feel the obligation that we have to do a show, and we can just do it when it works, that kind of makes things a little easier. But
Our advertisers.
I have to do a little bit of apologizing. My work life the last couple of months has not been good, so
we noticed.
I've worked more hours than I have ever worked, and that's not easy for me.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's been intense, but we're at a point where I work where we're trying to grow, and it's one of those, like, do you hire people and then find the work, or find the work and then hire people? And then also I had a bunch of other things going on, and I tend to be a little bit of fuck you, I'll just do it myself kind of person.
What's that like?
Like you're not going to do as good a job as I am, so I'll just do it all. So, yeah, I've been out a lot. So, yeah,
well, it's good to have you back.
We'll see how long it lasts. I'm in a lull right now, but I think that's only because the new year started, and so the money hasn't started flowing yet.
Once the freeze stops, then the money starts flowing again.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yep.
It's bedtime.
Happy 10th birthday.
10 tenths goes 10 years.
Hell yeah.
10. The title. I'm titling this one for you, Robbie.
Oh, I had one already figured out.
10 years at 10 tenths.
Fine.
No.
I was going to say a decade
No.
under the influence, but whatever.
That's funny.
From two guys who don't drink and one guy who has like one beer every once in a while.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. That was kind of the joke. But I guess
Robbie was not sober on episode 1.
Nope. I quit drinking like 6 months later, but yeah,
you weren't really like by no stretch were you a boozer, but
No.
you were not
I wasn't
sober living Robbie like you are now. So
no.
This one just needs to be titled Adam's drinking story.
Oh man, people be so mad they get to the end and realize we didn't talk about it.
This would be the new Mandela effect.
Those YouTube comments still make me giggle from time to time.
We talk about cars
the
all
whole
the time.
fucking thing, and they talked about the Mandela effect for like 10 minutes at the end.
Welcome to
You really listen to
podcasting.
a 2-hour podcast waiting for that? Bro.
They got what they deserved.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see you guys later.
We'll catch everybody next week.